Hey everybody, this is G-Rat with Trash Talk Gamers, and today I'm going to go over a theory I've been working on connecting Origins to where our new zombie character's storyline will go concerning the Giant. So let's get right into it. The final cutscene for Origins really has one sticking point for me, and that carries Origins to Black Ops 3 and the Giant, and that's Samantha telling little Eddie one simple thing, that Maxis has a plan.
Real Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan.
Now, I am in the camp that feels that the final Origins cutscene wasn't just some kid's imagination or that Treyarch was pulling a bait and switch with the whole story. No, I believe that what we're seeing in that final cutscene is in fact Samantha's desires projected and manifested in Agartha. Kind of think of it like the Matrix, where you can, to a certain degree, manipulate the world around you as you act almost like a god character, or at least someone with godlike creation abilities. Her desires are manifested around her, so we see her as she was before the horrible things happened. We see Samantha as a little girl playing with her friend Eddie, with all of her toys around her, her untainted dog Fluffy, and of course we hear her father, Dr. Maxis, when he calls them down to his shop.
Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
This is the familiar world she's created around her to contextualize what's been happening and what she's been having to go through. But, as I said, the real point is what she says to Eddie, that Maxis has a plan. Now, enter the Giant. I found it quite suspicious that the Origins heroes teleported in just as Maxis and Sam were teleported out. If the point were to stop Richtofen and his actions, namely teleporting Samantha to Griffin Station where she becomes stuck in the MPD, and really started this whole thing, then they've already failed. She's been teleported, she's in the device, the Hellhounds have been created, she's in control of the zombies, the chain of events has already started, hasn't it? Or why not come back prior to Richtofen discovering the powers of the teleporter and the Vril and all of that stuff? If you wanted to stop him completely, doing so before his initial insanity would have been far more effective, wouldn't it? They couldn't have failed before they even began, would they? Well, it seems to me they would have only failed if their plan were to stop everything. But seeing that it's not their plan, they haven't failed. Samantha and Maxis being teleported out is part of the plan. But why? I'll get to more on that in a second. Now, it's been said that the three heroes are baiting Richtofen into opening the teleporter, which again, also seems odd to me. Why exactly would they bait him? What purpose would that serve when he's already used the teleporter himself? He's already seen the MPD, he's already gone to Shangri-La, he's learned of the Vril, he's already built Griffin Station and left Schuster and Groff there in charge. He just used it on Sam and Maxis. So why be coy about it? What's the point of that? Is it really just for the kind of cool reveal of Origins Richtofen? It seems flimsy to me. Unless, up to that point, Richtofen was supposed to do all these things so that Maxis and Sam would be teleported. This is part of Maxis' plan, is it not? That's why we're here now, back at Der Riese. This is somehow a plan devised by Dr. Maxis, and why would he want himself and Samantha to be teleported, essentially ruining both their lives and setting in motion this potentially extremely dangerous chain of events? Now, I know I'm asking a lot of questions as opposed to stating a flat theory, but just bear with me for a couple more seconds. We see in the Giant trailer young Richtofen exit the teleporter. Again, why? Where was he coming from that the teleporter was activated? Why is he not in there with the other heroes? They kind of walk in, they've been teleported, at least arrive from elsewhere. Why is he the only one who kind of teleports in? Why do all the heroes seem to be on the same page, like they're all in on a plan that we as the audience and the game players are not privy to yet? Okay, theory time. It's my theory that they have been recruited by Origins Maxis as part of his grand plan, much like Richtofen had recruited them in the original storyline to help him attain his master plan. Perhaps using fear of the potential future to guide them, he could have coaxed them into his ranks, even Origins Richtofen. After all, Maxis was never a good guy. In the original story, he had his own nefarious and narcissistic goals to accomplish, and none of them really benefited mankind. but the conflict really only happened because they clashed with Richtofen's goals. Now, in the giant trailer, Richtofen exits the teleporter, and as I said, I find it suspicious, especially given his possession of blood vials from Alcatraz. It's also my theory that the Origins crew did not simply go straight from Origins to Doris. When Maxis and Samantha are teleported, they go to different locations. Samantha goes to Griffin Station, and she enters the MPD. Where Maxis goes is somewhat a mystery, but then gets transported back to Griffin Station, and after Samantha is already in the MPD, he's killed by Schuster and Groff, where his spirit enters the computer systems at Griffin Station. I think the Origins crew has been on its own adventure at the behest of Origins Maxis to fix this. That both he and Samantha would go to Griffin Station where he could take control of the zombies instead of Samantha, or at least be more fully in control with her as she remains in control, but where he's not killed by Schuster and Groff. I think Origins Richtofen also isn't as good as we've been led to believe. The fact that he has the blood vials from Alcatraz makes me pause about his intentions, and the fact that he does something to dead Richtofen, kind of looking like he's taking something, or perhaps he's extracting more blood, whatever it is, kind of leads me to believe that he still has his own plans, perhaps even maybe dealing with more of the ancient evil that we see in Alcatraz and we might see in Shadows of Evil. My reasoning is this. Richtofen seems quite aware of what has happened in Samantha's future and about his own failures. I'm not entirely sure how Richtofen knows about his own future, or what has been happening or how he knows what's been happening in a different dimension from his own, or why he'd even care. I mean, after all, if this is some sort of multiverse idea, what good does it do to only save one other universe and not the potentially infinite others? You save this one, another one's going to suffer a similar fate, and you don't even know which universe is which. So, it doesn't really add up to me. Anyway, by killing his evil self, the future is now open for him to correct any of his mistakes, which many believe means that he will work to try and save the world. And he even says a quote that says he's doing it for a brighter future or a better tomorrow.
What I do only to secure a better tomorrow.
But he could be merely trying to make the world better for himself. He and Dr. Maxis have long been at odds with one another, and despite saving Maxis in 1918, Richtofen was still very much entrenched in 935 up to that point. Origins Richtofen could very well be trying to undermine Maxis' plan for his own gains. Now, one may wonder why. He seems like a good version of Richtofen, doesn't he? He's not insane yet. And that's true. Up until now, Origins Richtofen has seemingly done nothing but good in helping the other three heroes fight the zombies, releasing Samantha, saving Maxis through by saving his brain from infection. So why would this change? Why would he change? Well, I think it has to do with whatever Maxis' plan is. If his plan is to ensure his own dominance and control, then it wouldn't be a stretch for me to believe Richtofen and perhaps even Tank, Nikolai, and Takeo have all decided to subvert these plans. There are many more questions raised by the giant trailer than people have really seemingly picked up on and questioned, but I'm excited to see where Treyarch goes with this. I really am. So, let me know what you guys think. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. To Trash Talk Gamers, I'd love to hear anyone's responses or opinions on this theory or any theories you guys might have. As always, just remember, Origins said it was the beginning, not the end. Alright guys? Later.